Hello and welcome to Food for Thought. I'm your host, Ramona Singh, and it's always great to have these conversations with you as we aim to make sure that they're thought-provoking and perhaps maybe something to consider and maybe, I don't know, be part of a conversation that has to do with matters of the heart. But today's conversation is very interesting. Whether you consider yourself a lucky person or not, well, the question is, how much does luck play a role in success? And I'd love to hear the thoughts of somebody no other than Yudhvir Jaswal, the group editor of Y Media. Hello, and how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Ramona ji, for the invite. And it's great to see this question. How much of luck plays a role in the success of your life? This is a very good question. So are we going to test our luck today?
Well, that's it. And the reason I almost laughed is because I know that you're all about, how to be positive and successful and how to accomplish things. And this is like your forte. You get super excited with these types of conversations. And that's why, as I was setting it up, I was like, I have the right person, no other than Yudhvir Jaswal, to tackle this. So do you think you're a lucky person?
Yes, I definitely think so.
Good.
I think I'm very lucky. I'm indeed blessed, I would say, even further than lucky. Do you think you are blessed?
I do. I do believe I'm a blessed person. I do believe I'm also a very lucky person. You're right. Blessed is above luck, obviously. And I have to say, if you believe it, it is what it is. If I believe the opposite, then that would be my reality as well. So it's as easy as what you believe about yourself.
Yeah, but since you just brought it up, luck and being lucky is different, I would say, than being blessed.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so maybe we'll talk later as we move further in the program. But there is a little bit of a difference in being lucky and being blessed. How can you be blessed and how you could be lucky? But I think the topic is how much of luck plays a role in our lives. What do you think? Does luck play any role, or it plays a major role in a success of a person?
Well, so it depends on success. So I believe success is when opportunity meets preparedness. That is when I'm going to have a successful outcome. Let me give an example. So for example, if I apply for a job and there is, let's say, 50 applicants, and the way this employer wants to do is they want to invite as many applicants and have a group interview. Now, I should be prepared because I'm preparing to set myself up for this position where I would have to perform if I was so lucky to get hired. Look, I even use the word lucky to get hired. But what I really mean to say is it's so part of our language, and I'm just realizing that as I'm speaking. But so if I'm not prepared, and now if I didn't have the opportunity to be invited as one of the applicants, because let's just say they got 2,000 applications, within that they chose the 50 best ones to come into this group interview, if I wasn't any of those things, then I'm not going to have a successful outcome, because so many times you will get an opportunity, but because you're not prepared to meet to rise to the occasion of that opportunity with what you need to bring to the table, you're not going to have a successful outcome. So opportunity without being prepared does not equal success. So for me, it's really, that's the formula. Now, what I think the luck part is, maybe perhaps I think I would be lucky if, for example, I seem to somehow know the interviewer through a relation. I go on LinkedIn, I say, oh, we have a common friend, and perhaps maybe get a little bit more insight about how they do their testing process. That would be my luck, because it's something that happened. It gave me an opportunity for a little bit more insight to prepare even more. But do I think that I could get a job because out of luck, and then run and do a good job and do really well in that position and be able to maintain that position? Because one thing, you get something, then you got to maintain it, and then you got to grow it. I don't think I can get through all those levels just on luck, because that would just be like a movie, of somebody who's just going through life and just out of luck. So there's different levels of success. And for you to have the holistic aspect, you need to bring skill and, dedication and ambition and skill, so much more to it than just luck. And luck is something that could be like icing on the cake. And if you believe you're a lucky person, then you'll have lucky situations.
You're right. I couldn't agree more on this one. Luck could be the icing on the cake, but not the cake itself.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, you got to bake the cake. It takes efforts to bake that cake, and then there could be some icing on the cake. That's what you could call as luck. So I don't have the exact equation because I doubt there is any, because if I get into the exact equation of how much percentage of luck plays part in our lives, let alone the success. We're talking about success today, but how much of luck plays part in our lives, at a holistic level. There could be so many different things, like whom do we get married, where do we get our job, where do we live. There are hundreds of permutations and combinations happening on almost on daily basis in our lives. So are we lucky enough, if we use that word, are we lucky enough to get all those permutations and combinations right? You were about to say that?
Yeah, and then there's the whole combination when you said lucky and blessed. There's luck and there's destiny.
Yeah.
Two different things as well, where luck is a one-off incident, destiny is something that could project your entire life, that affects your entire life. So there's even that to be able to, that's why this topic is just has so many levels and so many layers you can get into.
Great point. You just mentioned, what is luck, what luck has to play, and then you've brought in another very important point, which was not supposed to. This was destined that Ramona ji is going to bring in destiny right in the middle of the show when we're talking about luck and we're focusing about luck, and here she comes, brings in destiny. Okay, we'll handle that. No worries.
Well, I mean, that's my first thought, because when you brought up the topic, and thanks to you, we're talking about this stimulating conversation today, I immediately thought, I said, okay, well, what's the difference between luck and what's the difference between destiny, and is luck a smaller role? And my mind just went in all sorts of directions, and so I thought I'd share that with you and see what you think.
Luck and destiny. The difference is, I've never thought, but since you've asked me, you put me on the spot, I'll try to address that. Luck means, I think, what's happening on a very regular basis, on day-to-day basis. That's what we could call as luck. But destiny is the eventual outcome. And I'll just link all these things now together, that how this role plays. So what's the final outcome? So if we think, yes, we were destined to this thing happen, destiny plays its part, luck plays its part, okay, fine. But these are all unknown factors. Can anybody tell, okay, a child is born. Can anybody tell me 100% what's the destiny? Oh, he has great luck. How could you say he has great luck? Oh, he's very unlucky. This child is born, it's very unlucky. Why? How could you say this child is very unlucky or lucky, or this is the child's destiny? I think that person would have at least $500 billion, because I think the last I checked, Elon Musk had $370 billion. But if anybody could really tell this child would be lucky or unlucky, or this is this child's destiny, that person would have at least $500 billion as we speak. So there is no person on this planet who could exactly tell this child is lucky, unlucky, or what's the destiny. So I think luck or destiny does play a role. I'm not saying it doesn't. It does, as you gave an example earlier. But I think I'm not giving it an exact number. I'm just using it for a discussion, because there's no numbers to back that up what I'm going to say. But I would say, if this is my experience, this is my opinion that I'm bringing on the table, I think maybe 5-10%. I won't give destiny or luck any more credit than that.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 to 10%. That's about it. Yeah. And why? You don't think so?
I mean, I didn't, because I'm not God, and I didn't understand. I mean, I believe in God. Maybe I should set that up properly. So therefore, we cannot understand a lot of these things. We just have faith in God and our Creator, and yeah, that's what it is. So there's a lot of things perhaps we don't understand, and if you try to understand it, maybe you'll go down a rabbit hole. So I could never come up with a quantitative ability of what you just put percentages on. I don't even have an answer to that.
Yeah, why I did that. I'll tell you the reason for that, and where did I put all these perspectives. Because I told you, I think a lot and then try to find answers to all the questions in life from my experience. From my experience, again, this is my experience, this is my opinion. There's no thing, I can't back it up. And you put me in food for thought, because usually I'm in news and it's all about facts and figures. Liverpool scored 1-0 against Manchester. It's 1-0, simple as that, and then, the person who scored that goal most of the time, and then here you put me in a spot where, these are opinions, as I've already mentioned. But again, why did I say this 10%? I think it's a combination of factors which happens in whatever happens in our life, whether we're talking at a holistic level or we're talking about the specific question, how much of luck plays a part in our success. Why just, capped it at 10%? Because then the next thing that I believe is, as I said earlier, it's being different than being lucky or being blessed. When I say blessed, it's different. That's where the spiritual aspect comes. And I'm a very strong believer in blessings. I would say yes, 10% luck, 40% blessings. And I'll say you still have a role to play. Luck, I don't know. I don't even look at that. No. The 10%, the 100% component of my life, that is the 10% I don't even look luck or destiny or whatever. No, I'm not even bothered about that. I'll never even think about that. This 40% blessings, I'll come to it, how we can do that. And I'm a very strong believer in this 40%. And that's why when you asked me, are you lucky? I said, I'm blessed. And I consider 40%. That's why I think you're better off being blessed than just being plain lucky. The 50% thing, yes, these are all the components which we can do a lot. Tell anyone, don't do anything like acquiring skills, working hard, and so many other things that you can do in your life, learning, growing, having a positive attitude. So hundreds of things that you could do to really make sure that this certainty, this part certain is being taken care. Say for example, I'll grow slim if I'm lucky. No, you can't grow slim by just being plain lucky. You have to eat the right kind of food. I'm going to be the best bodybuilder in Canada or in States by being lucky. Can you do that? No, you got to do certain things. What's your take on this one?
Absolutely. That's why I said success is opportunity meeting preparedness. There's no way that you're going to just get things out of luck and be able to keep them and maintain them and grow from them. So yeah, no, I absolutely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and then all these things, like imagine if I say, okay, I got great vocal cords, but then the next step would be I have to rehearse, I have to find someone who would teach me, and hours of rehearsing will get me to a point where I could say I will become a great singer. But then can I just be dependent on luck? Sit at home, I'll become the greatest cricketer on this earth. Maybe better than Sachin Tendulkar, better than Ricky Ponting. You want to be better than Ricky Ponting, you want to be better than Sachin Tendulkar. Sit at home and try your luck. Try your luck. Maybe it was destined that you become the greatest cricketer. Of course not. You got to act on that. That's precisely, yes, talent, acquiring skills, all those things do play a part. The 10%, I've already given that 10%. Yes, my hand-eye coordination is great and I practice that, I become a great cricketer. But then I got to do all that. Can I be a journalist just depending on luck? Absolutely not. The whole thing is, it's a compounded reading that I did all those years in my life. Can you even become a spiritually accomplished person by just depending on luck? What do you say?
No, that takes a lot of study, comprehension, practice, discipline. It requires a lot of different things for spiritual growth, but there's definitely when you feel lucky. Like I feel lucky when I believe I'm a lucky person and I always find the right parking spot, and I do. I chalk that up to luck for sure. Or perhaps I chalk that up to me visualizing and attracting it to myself. And then you get into the whole discussion of if you attract it to yourself, then you had the control of the outcome, and therefore it wasn't luck, because luck is something that is not in your control. It's from something external that happens, that's bestowed on you as a positive scenario that you may find lucky. Or you could be saying that, no, I'm vibrating high, my frequency is at a high level where I'm happy and I feel love and joy, and therefore I'm only going to experience those things because like attracts like, and I will only be in the vibrational frequency of what my emotions are, and therefore, and that wouldn't necessarily then be luck if you're having all of these what you would call lucky incidences where things are working out, synchronicities happening, you no longer have to go out there and hustle for things, but yet it just comes to you at an easier pace. Then that's not luck, that's you putting yourself at a vibrational frequency through everything that you're working on yourself when it comes to your emotions and practicing the positivity, affirmations, and all the other good stuff we always talk about. So then luck becomes so minute, because then you feel like, hey, I have, a level of output of what my reality is.
Yeah, you have to have a level of input for sure. You very rightly explained all these things. And that part is which I call, at least you're putting in efforts. And yes, the law of attraction. That thing we definitely believe in. And that's where my 40% blessings part come inside. Alia Bhatt, it looked like they're from different planet, different generations, but any interview that she gave, she said, I want to get married to Ranbir Kapoor. Ranbir Kapoor was having an affair with someone else. And here comes Alia Bhatt, She wants it. She does so many things. She says that, at least she's saying that, she's wanting that. She's very open about it. And Alia Bhatt gets married to Ranbir Kapoor. We thought this may not really happen, but yes, it happened. Ranveer Singh, he was being offered so many different roles in TV. He says, no, I'm born for silver screen. Do you guys get it? I'm born for silver. For good amount of time, when he came back from States, Ranveer Singh has his fair share of struggle. But then he says, no, I'm born for the silver screen. Look at me. I'm not for TV. There's Shah Rukh Khan, did a TV thing and Fauji serial. And then he later on, he said, that's fine. Shah Rukh Khan could do that. This is not me. I'm much bigger than Shah Rukh Khan. This is what he explained to himself. These are his efforts. We could say Ranveer Singh got lucky. No. And yes, eventually, here comes the biggest banner in the Indian movies, Yash Raj. They sign him not for just one, 3 movies. Band Baja comes out, it becomes an instant hit. He's in a relationship with someone. Deepika is in a relationship with someone. This guy says, the only person I want to get married to is Deepika. And then yes, that does happen. As if Alia Bhatt or Ranveer Singh, they are literally manifesting, they're working, they're attracting things to happen for them. Then comes, everyone wants to get married to Katrina Kaif, the thing in Bollywood. People would say, who would be the lucky person? But here comes Vicky Kaushal. When he was asked, Katrina Kaif, he almost fell off the couch. Oh my gosh, Katrina Kaif, and I will look good. Is that what she said? Yeah, he said that. And then here it is, Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif getting married. So as much as people would call they all got lucky, or this is luck by chance, or you can call whatever. But I think, yes, there were so many efforts put behind that.
Or was it destiny?
We can call it destiny, having the luxury of knowing things in the hindsight. Then we call it that. But can anybody would have explained me now? We have the luxury of looking things in hindsight. Okay, fine, this happened. It was destined. It was destined. No, if anybody would have told me 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you know what? Or when Shah Rukh Khan was a school boy, did anyone highlight that one day Shah Rukh Khan will marry, Gauri? They got friends when they were in school time, and then Shah Rukh Khan goes to Mumbai and says, I will rule Bollywood. I'm going to become the Badshah. This guy, very average looking guy, no skills to his credit at all, and then no Bollywood major connections. He doesn't even have the rent to pay, and his friend was there. They were narrating a story later on that we were so surprised. That was his conviction. That was his confidence. That was he telling himself, I'm the best. Actually, he has a song as I'm the best, I'm the best. I love that song. So these are all the factors that really call. Today we can say Shah Rukh Khan was destined to become a superstar. No, it was not destiny. He worked towards making his career a success. Luck could play a role. Yeah, go ahead.
It sounds like in all those incidences that you just described, with them speaking with conviction of what their destiny or what their future is supposed to be, and not what it seems in current day. So the difference between this is my reality, but I don't accept this because what I'm meant to do is that. It sounds like they're using affirmations. Affirmations are also a way you can program your mind to be able to then become that, because if you say it enough repeatedly, then your actual self identifies with what you want to be, because you can't be something unless you believe you are that. For example, if you don't believe you're a journalist, how can you go and start your show and be a journalist? You have to believe you are that to be able to do that. And if your reality is far from what you believe you should be, then the repetition, what you would call a mantra, is called affirmations, and that's why you would repeat it consecutively. And this is what it sounds like these people did.
You're right. And as much as I was about to say this, first thing, as we have repeatedly said this, we could keep on blaming the luck. Oh, I wasn't lucky enough, I wasn't lucky enough. Or the other thing.
That's also a mantra. If you say, I'm not lucky enough, that is your affirmation saying, I don't have any luck, I'm an unlucky person. Those affirmations will continue because you keep saying it, and that's what you will attract.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So that's why even when I said it earlier that I don't even focus, I've categorized it. I don't have anything to back up. I'll say that even at the cost of sounding repetitive. I don't have anything to back that up, but I've categorized that in this 10% bracket, and I don't even look at that. There was a time, I still remember it very clearly, very early days of my journalism, that yes, what did I want? Yes, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be, rubbing shoulders with all these famous people. At one time I thought, what if I could interview Shah Rukh Khan? What if I could interview Salman Khan? What if I could interview Kareena Kapoor? And yes, all that happened. One of my favorite directors, Prakash Jha. Imagine I'm getting a call and he introduces himself to me. He says, "Hi, can I talk to you, Dweer?" I said, "Yes." He says, "I'm Prakash Jha and I'm a filmmaker." I said, "I know you. I mean, you're one of the finest filmmakers Bollywood has ever produced and I've been watching all your movies." He said, "I want to work with you. Here is the finest director calling me once." So what did I do? Yes, of course you have to believe in yourself, clarity of thought as becoming one of the not the best, finest journalist and working with all these people. So from Priyanka Chopra to Kareena Kapoor to Deepika to Shah Rukh Khan to Salman Khan to all those prime ministers, great cricketers, Kapil Sharma, the comedian, to singers, whether from it's Sunidhi Chauhan, Sonu Nigam, or all those fine writers or any of these actors or all these big things. So at one time I was thinking that yes, this should happen, but I definitely worked hard on becoming one of the finest journalists. Imagine if I was not one of the finest journalists, maybe if I would have just sat down at home that yes, someday somebody will call me, I'll do all these interviews, this thing may not have happened.
Okay, so going on that, I'm
Sure.
going to just concentrate on a few things you just said. Okay, so if you are chalking up luck to about 10% or 10-15%, and now we have identified that through affirmations, then you can actually program your subconscious mind, because so law of attractions, what will happen is not what you want, but what you believe. So how do you start believing something? Right? You have to program yourself to believe something. One way is through repetition of your mantra, i.e. affirmations. And so yes, so then you could give that 10% more credit with this knowledge, saying that I could actually affect the rest of my life through proper affirmations to program myself to believe these things are for me. I am what I'm saying I am, and therefore then I'm at the vibrational frequency to be able to bring that into my life, because I am that, not what I see or what my reality is today. And get me so far? Okay.
Yes, yes.
And then, so if that's the case, you could have potentially done affirmations to get those interviews. Yes, but if you didn't obviously have good journalism and you didn't do your research, you would get the opportunity. Maybe it wouldn't be the best interview. Maybe it wouldn't, maybe they wouldn't enjoy it, or maybe the audience member wouldn't enjoy it who's consuming that content, but you could still get it. If we can impress the mind on the affirmations to believe, like for example, Shah Rukh Khan, he said, "I'm going to be king of Bollywood," when in that example where he couldn't pay his rent, he didn't have any connections, he didn't have any way of doing what he said he's going to achieve, but he believed it so much that perhaps maybe he took some acting skills, or maybe he just threw himself into work and figured it out. But it was him impressing his mind so much that when he did go to Bollywood, I think I heard him in one of his interviews, is that he got married and his wife was still in her wedding garbs, and he went on set, and he's like, "I felt so bad because she's on set, she's still wearing her dress, and I'm working," because when you're on set it's like 12-hour days, 13-hour days, it's long days, it's very difficult work. So yeah, you could actually then in that premise, you could actually give it a bigger break, more than 10%, because you'd have so much more control.
Yeah, no, why did I kept it at 10%? Because there's another very important component, I will say, that's 40%. Which I call as blessings. Of course, the 50% is hard work, skill, and so many other things, but there's a 40% very important component. Again, I would say that the 10% luck, I don't know, luck, destiny, it's not in our control. But the 40% component, I'm a very strong believer in blessings. I could be one of the finest journalists, hardworking, talented, or whatever. But what do I call as blessings? Anyone, like you have an extra apartment to rent and someone shows up and they could be in a need. The $500 break that you're giving, that may not really break your budget, but that could be a great help for that other person. The blessings that they give. You could be in an hospital, and I still remember, I quote it quite often, an old lady, you're going there, and even if she may not say anything, you're just listening to her and she wants someone to listen to her. The blessings that come your way. Anyone serving you at home, delivery for food. They are coming to your home. You're offering them $100 or $50 or $200. That's not going to do anything wrong to you. But now this person, is bringing smiles and maybe the positive vibes, the blessing that person has given. Especially, anyone who you bring smiles, if they're in need or anything. So these are the blessings. I'm a very strong believer in blessings. And I think this 10%, I don't know, I shouldn't say anything, would play or do not play it, so I don't know anything. Hard work and all these things are very important. But if there is one thing you ask me which is most important in this whole picture, then these 40% blessings. Because Preeti, my wife, she tells me all the time, she says, thank you. There are millions and million people more talented than you, Yudhvir. Yes, you wanted to meet the Prime Ministers of Canada. I still remember, I met Paul Martin. I put my hand around his shoulder and I said, take a picture, And I said, yeah, well, I'll be meeting Indian Prime Minister and Pakistani Prime Minister soon. There's a Canadian Prime Minister now. And yes, I did. I met Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I did meet the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. But again, I'll say the same things that Preeti tells me. There could be hundreds, they could be more hardworking than you in journalism. They could be more intelligent. They're not hundreds, they're millions. Thank God. These are the blessings. And yes, if I want to increase anything, my luck, I'm not sure. That I leave on God, because I'm not sure about luck and destiny. That's why I kept it to 10%. It could be more. It could be playing a more part. But what I am sure, I want to focus on those things. I want to focus on hard work. I will not leave any stone unturned when it comes to journalism. I try to, I won't claim anything. I try to work very, very hard. When it comes to news, I want to be in my top game all the time. Even if I'm playing a sport, whether it's badminton, I try to work very, very hard. So my message or my suggestion from my experience would be, let me not really focus on the luck. Then I'll get into that blame game. Luck is not good, I am unlucky. No, I'll cap it at 10% and leave it there. Thank you. You're telling, I don't even want to know if somebody says, palm read, I've never got into that stuff. What benefit is it going to do me? You read my palm and you tell me, okay, you'll do this. Is that, if you are that sure this is going to happen, is it going to change? You're saying it's not going to change, then why bother even knowing that? Thank you, I don't want to know that. If you're telling me I'm not going to do anything good in my life, you're with palmistry, this is what tells you. It could or could not happen, I don't want to debate that. But I'm not interested in knowing that, because I'm enjoying this 90%. The 50%, acquiring skills, learning, hardworking, maintaining a positive attitude, doing something good for the community, having a purpose of life. These are all the things which are well within my hands. So I'm doing this 50% part. The 40%, I won't say anything more here on this show. I try to get as much blessings as I can. Because if the blessing, I could have this 50% of hard work, talent, anything. If the blessings are taken away, the day I start losing these blessings, I think then everything would be over for me. This is what I believe, yeah.
Very good. Those are very good, the way you described it, absolutely, yeah.
Your take on this one.
I shared what I believe when it comes to the first question, which is, how much does luck play in when it comes to success and what I think success is. And blessing is something that you definitely want, because that is the exchange of energy, and that also comes with intention. I believe that when you're doing something good without the intention of receiving anything from that situation, I think it even multiplies it, and it comes to the purity of how you do things, how you see the world, and knowing that you got to do your part as well.
Yeah. And blessings, mind you, if time permitting, I just wanted to take this opportunity to quickly say this. Blessings, as much as we need from everyone in this universe, but start with your grandparents. Start with your parents if you can do that. Start with your parents, start with your grandparents. You cannot be rude to your wife, and yes, I'm seeking blessings from all around. You cannot be rude to your husband or your kids, and I'm seeking blessings all around. It starts with the family. You have to be very mindful. Those are the blessings. I think the best protective gear I could ever have. Of course, I'm a very strong believer in blessings. I think one of the best protective gear that I have is the community's blessing. Yes, I'm a very strong believer in this one. But if my mom, jisko, you say that in Punjabi, I'll say it in Punjabi first, man thanda. If my mom, uda man thanda hai, my mom loves me, every mom loves their child, but if I can do anything, if my mom's, blessings are with me, that's the best thing for me. That will work very, very well. Not that I want her blessings for me to succeed in life, but even otherwise, for my own soul, I want that. My parents, my grandparents' blessings, my siblings. If I'm rude to my brother or sister, both of them are younger to me. I mean, I'm telling others, my friends, you're like my brother to me. I'm telling my friends, you're like my sister to me. You're like my family. No, my brother and sister. It's not about even obligation. Yes, this is blood for me. I must make sure. And of course, I think on a bigger picture, as much as we see that the whole 7 billion population, yes, you could start seeking blessings from them. Yes, you could start seeking blessings even from species. We may not realize the squirrel that's coming in our backyard, when the squirrel is looking at your eye and you say, oh, our couches are, disturbed, or she's done something, that's fine. Maybe you disturbed her habitat and now she's coming back to you. You got to realize that. And then you can also seek blessings from anybody. Maybe it could be a pet at home, it could be a squirrel, it could be a rabbit in your backyard. Yeah.
So let me ask you about blessings. Are you doing something to seek the blessing with the intention of getting a blessing?
100% all the time.
Okay.
If you really want to ask me, I'm looking at opportunities. I'm telling you this thing. If you would ask, okay, I could be right or wrong. Again, I don't have any formula. What is the sure shot technique to be happy? You could be successful. Success is a byproduct of happiness. I'm happy. For me, what is more important for me today? Happiness. A lot more than anything else. So success could be a byproduct of what I'm doing in life. I'm very touched by this. I'm very happy right now. But I'm seeking opportunities all the time. To seek, you tell me. I think if I move out of the studio, if there is any opportunity, of course, we have to do our other daily routine things as well. But if there is any opportunity of seeking any blessings, I'm always looking for that. And I try not to try. I can't say I'm 100% able to do it. I try not to miss any opportunity, because this is my strength. This is where I draw my strength from. Seeking any opportunity to get blessings. If the best feeling I have anytime is any of the loved ones hugging me. I don't even think there is anything which can give me more happiness to that. Like I go to my mom, of course everybody mom's like, when she hugs me, she kisses me, or even I go to my friend's house, and I make it a point, I hug them very tightly. Sangha Saab's father, mother, they hug me very tightly. That's the best thing. I'm seeking their blessings, their elders. Imagine when we meet our elders, we at most of the times, elders at homes, we see, okay, they are there, we just, hi, bye, sasikal, we touch their feet. No, get those blessings. You might be the best, person in life, but if you're getting those blessings from elders particularly, especially elders, even a stranger, but especially your loved ones who know you, that is the best thing you could ever acquire. And I crave for that. That is what I crave for. The love, the blessings that I get from all the loved ones around here.
You came to life when you're describing this. Like you became so animated, so passionate about what you're talking about today.
Yes.
That's good. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I...
It's great. No, it's a great thing.
Yeah. No, I've just expressed my feeling because once you're touching that raw nerve, you're asking me this is my strength. And I think good ideas, success, it doesn't have a copyright. No, not at all. And spread them as much as you can. If I have felt good with something, I must be sharing it with others. And I see that in you too.
So should we change the name of the show to, we drop the word luck and we say, do blessings, affect your ability to have success?
Most of the people would ask the question, does luck play a part in your life? So as much as I said, yes, it does, but not till that extent. For me, blessings play a major part in our life. I think blessings is everything for me. If you're getting blessings, even for kids, not necessarily the grandparents. Yes, of course, that's a great feeling. When kids come and hug you, they're sharing love. It's a blessing in its own way. Yeah. Imagine when a mother is feeding the kid. One of the scenes that I always love, when a mom, she's preparing the milk for a kid, the kid is running around, hey, he's agitated, and then suddenly what happens? A warm milk bottle, right, with the nipple at the top, and you give that to the kid, and the kid says, wow, he's in a different world. What do you think, what sort of energy that even that kid is? Mom, it's all full of positive vibrations, blessing everything, right, from the mother's side, from the child side as well. When he's sipping and enjoying his milk with the nipple in the bottle, oh my, it's a feeling. Can you feel that energy, what he's spreading around for everyone, especially for the mother? That is the most powerful thing in the world. That's why I'll rest my case. You can ask me anything, brain, which is the most powerful thing in the world? Is it brain? Is it nuclear weapon? Is it IT? Is it technology? No. I'm 100% very strong conviction, love. And that is why I say you're talking about luck. I'll rest my case with this thing. Wealth and poverty, both having failed. I've said this maybe many times before, but I'll say this again. Wealth and poverty, both having failed. Wealth and poverty, both having failed. What brings happiness to life? The conviction that you're being loved by someone is the greatest happiness on this earth. Simple.
What about the conviction of loving someone, not being loved, but loving someone?
That's equal. That's 100% equal. When you're loving someone or you're getting love, that conviction is the greatest happiness. I even use the word bliss. You're blessed if you're loving someone or you're being loved by someone. And I don't have to explain when I talk about love, no strings attached. I mean, the definition of love, if that is the definition of love, we have talked about a lot in other shows, but if you are loving someone or you're being loved by someone, this is the greatest happiness on this earth. Wealth and poverty, they both failed.
Mm-hmm. Very good. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us, as always, for this conversation of food for thought. When it comes to, we started with luck, then we went on to destiny, then we went on to blessings, and then we're going to end on love. Thank you always for everything you shared today.
Thank you, Rumonaji. Thank you for your time, and thank you for inviting me on the show. I hope our viewers did enjoy today's discussion. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.